I remember when I first visited Drew during the Open Doors event in 2022. The reception was so warm and inviting, and I felt so excited by the prospect of considering going back to school. I loved the campus. It was fall, stunningly attractive. I attended the Drew Chapel service, during which time the tears just rolled down my cheek. And then I sat in a class transforming theologies. Dr. Burzel's lecture was in full swing. I sat back to listen critically to what he was saying, only to find myself mentally tipped upside down and inside out. It was the lecture about the struggles in the early church, and specifically the ordeal of arriving at a Christian doctrine by the order of the Roman Emperor Constantine. Was it the debate between Athanasius and Arius? Dr. Burzel basically said that Constantine, frustrated with the church's indecisions, practically flipped a coin to decide on which doctrine or theology to adopt. What? Wow. I left that class with more questions. This only burdened my zeal to apply for Drew. I wanted that kind of knowledge. I wanted to be challenged, and I intend to engage and learn from these new experiences at Drew. I wanted to have my mind blown by different theories and approaches. I wanted to question everything I thought I knew. Funnily enough, last week, I sat in the class as an official student, listening to exactly the same lecture. Questioning all the sources and forces inherent in Christian theology has been the highlight of my time at Drew. I actually burst into tears for no apparent reason, which I seem to do often, when asked to place myself on the map of Christianlandia. I don't know why I burst into tears. Perhaps there might have been a part of myself that knew I was in for some kind of transformative experience, which was going to change the way I look at Christianity. Dr. Ariadne's video, A Chord Life, as well as his text, Not Without My Neighbor and Your God, My God, Our God, all have had a similar impact on me as the Transforming Theologies class, and they're consistent with the messages I hear repeatedly at Drew, that this is a school for, and I quote, believers, activists, seekers, thinkers, counselors, preachers, poets, and dreamers who value thinking and action. Am I afraid that interfaith dialogue will somehow endanger or weaken my personal faith? No, not really. And here's why. My experience of getting to know the professors at Drew, even my involvement in the chapel services, has demonstrated that I am amongst people who aren't even close to falling apart or on shaky grounds with their faith. On the contrary, they are some of the most centered, anchored, courageous, and faith-based individuals that I've ever come into contact with. I believe that God has drawn me to this place, Drew, and here is where I will question everything, which is where God has designed me to be. Thank you.